We are driving past a late Soviet-style apartment block in Bishkek. Echoes of the Soviet era remain. But the Soviet era did provide Bishkek with a city centre of tree-lined boulevards and leafy parks. We are on an exploration of the areas of Central Asia that straddle the ancient Silk Road, following in the footsteps of Marco Polo to experience the natural and cultural treasures of this remote region of the world. Bishkek is the capital of Kyrgyzstan, and our exploration begins in Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is one of the ex-Soviet satellite states in Central Asia, a remote, landlocked country bounded to the east by the Tian Shan mountain ranges on the border with China, to the north with Kazakhstan, to the east with Uzbekistan, and to the south with Tajikistan. The Kyrgyzstan national flag is symbolic of the top of a traditional Kyrgyz nomad's yurt, interwoven poles that hold the yurt frame together, and which are replicated in the nation's World War II monument in Bishkek's Victory Square, the three ribs of red granite representing the poles of a yurt. But these teenagers seem more interested in barbecuing marshmallows than commemorating a long-past national trauma. We walk around the centre of the Kyrgyz capital. There are statues of poets, musicians and national heroes among the government buildings. Echoes of the Soviet era also remain in the imposing edifice of the National Opera House, opened in 1937. This Soviet-era theatre has fared less well. Unlike other ex-Soviet satellite states, the Kyrgyz have not bothered to remove statues of Lenin. They have even allowed a statue of Marx and Engels to survive in one of the city parks. This display of mechanical diggers is arousing interest from the visitors. The Manas statue in Ala-To Square is said to be based on Bars Bek, the first Khan of the Kyrgyz Khaganate. In Central Asia, Khan is the title of the ruler of his people, and the Khaganate is his realm. The Epic of Manas tells the story of this legendary ruler. But the main attraction is the changing of the guard at the National Monument. mountains and lakes of Kyrgyzstan are the inspiration for these artworks in the park close by the National Monument. And it is the mountains and lakes that are our next destination. On the way, we stop at an 11th century minaret, the Barana Tower, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the first minaret of its kind in Central Asia. It is surrounded by bulbuls, gravestones used by the nomadic Turkic people. This area of Kyrgyzstan was influenced by the spread of Islam eastwards, and the minaret reflects the assimilation of Islam into the Turkic nomadic culture of the time. We drive on through a mountain pass on the way to Isikkul Lake. A flock of sheep and goats are grazing in the foothills on the last of the summer pasture. And dusty, and winds off into the distance. Eventually we reach the lake. The name Isikkul translates to hot lake, as it never freezes. It is the second largest salt lake in the world. There are yurt camps near the lake, but getting to them involves negotiating some interesting back roads. We are rewarded with a location affording fine views of the lake in the autumn sunshine. The Tian Shan mountain range on the north side of the lake disappears over the horizon in a straight line of jagged peaks. Nearby, there is an abandoned Soviet-era holiday resort. Sunset presents an idyllic view of the Tian Shan range to the south. We travel on and visit the Valley of the Seven Bulls, named after the 7 red-coloured rocks that inspired its name. Before we leave Kyrgyzstan, there is a spectacle that can only be seen in this part of the world, and we are lucky enough to witness it while we are there. There is a traditional activity which the nomadic peoples of the steppes of Central Asia, from Kyrgyzstan to Mongolia, are famous for, and that is eagle hunting. Not hunting for eagles, but hunting with eagles, using eagles to hunt for food for their nomadic masters. It is a traditional form of falconry that has survived into the 21st century, and is a truly impressive spectacle that it is a privilege to behold. In this demonstration, a golden eagle will be released from a hilltop by one hunter to fly down and capture a lure trailed by the eagle's master.
Если они увидят животное, они медленно взлетать и не может догонять. И когда в охоте мы будем сверху и снимаем этот шапку, отпускаем вверх. Они как птички летают, и они всегда смотрят нас. А мы собаками помогаем их, гоняем этот собаку животное.
In another demonstration, the eagle is released to slowly glide down and join her master. Because the eagles are generally female and trained from fledglings over 5 years old. The females are larger and more aggressive than their male counterparts and can weigh up to 10 kilograms. This one is 8 years old. end of their time with the hunters, they are released back into the wild as mature adults to fend for themselves. Our brief exploration of Kyrgyzstan and its friendly people is over, and, as well as the eagle hunting demonstration, the other abiding memory that remains is of a jagged line of snow-capped peaks disappearing over the horizon. This proves what the ancient astronomers of Greece and Asia always knew: the world is not flat.